The mainstream comic book industry has been in rapid decline over the past decade, with so many characters that people love being bastardized, and with the people working at Marvel and DC making it very clear, if you don't agree with them politically, they despise you and they don't want you as a customer. As a result, a lot of people have walked away, and one person, Eric July, saw that as an opportunity for himself to make his own independent comic book universe that he created, that he controls, that he fronted tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to back. He had such a belief not only in himself and his ability to tell a story and find people that could create great artwork, but he also believed in the fans, that the fans would come out and support something. The audience that is so tired of this garbage from the mainstream would come out and support someone and something that was purely meant to entertain them. And he's been handsomely rewarded because the Rippaverse, its first comic book ever, ISOM #1, is at $1.6 million. $1,647,000 as we speak, with over 1,800 total customers. And we can refresh it. It's gone up $1,000 just since we started the video here. Absolutely insane for Eric July and the Rippaverse, but there are people that do not like this. There are people that are furious that someone dares to go against the grain like this. And obviously, we've seen, independent comics, crowdfunded comics be a big thing over the past several years. You saw the rise of Comicsgate, a lot of success for those guys. But the success that Eric July has had just in over 2 days is unparalleled to anything we've ever seen before. In fact, it's even beating out the thing that before the Rippaverse came out, before this went up, was the highest crowdfunded comic in history. And that's Keanu Reeves' Berserker, which raised about $1.4 million in 30 days. You can see right here, this is a quote when they were bragging about it back in 2020. Not to mention Berserker, a graphic novel series by Keanu Reeves, which raised $1.45 million and became the most funded comics project of all time. Well, that record has been shattered by Mr. Eric July. Now, this obviously isn't a typical crowdfund. A lot of times, they put the funding up for this, you might fund it, and it then gets made after it gets funded. It gets written, all the art gets drawn. That's not the case. This is all done. This is ready to go to print, and in fact, it's shipping next month. But it's made the people that hate us incredibly mad. We talked about how on the biggest comic book subreddit there is, it got banned. You are not allowed to discuss the Rippaverse on there. It doesn't matter. Still be at Keanu Reeves' Berserker in just a couple days. And it looks like some other places on the cesspool known as Reddit, they're not big fans of the Rippaverse either. Look at the amount of coping going on all over Reddit. Has it always been a far-left cesspit? Rippaverse is owning their faces, down with the fascist far-left mainstream. And it absolutely has always been garbage. At least some certain subreddits, Saltier Than Crate, it's absolutely one of them. I thought we could actually go to the subreddit itself to make fun of some of these people. Has anyone been following this Rippaverse stuff? Just noticed all the fandom menace idiots promoting it. I don't know much about Eric July, but here's what I'm gathering, open to correction. So I don't know really anything about what I'm talking about, but let me post this. He's one guy who plans to create a single unified continuity for a massive number of comic book characters on par with Marvel and DC using crowdfunding. Right now, he's successfully printed one book. Right now, most of his revenue seems to be coming from people who hate Marvel and DC. None of them seem to talk about his actual stories that much, eager to see how long they stick around. If you had even gone to here, if you had even gone here and realized that we don't know what the story is yet, then maybe you could have just corrected yourself on the spot. But no, the people who speak about this, they don't know what they're fucking talking about. Isn't a surprise based on what I've seen from a lot of people that frequent Saltier Than Crate. He wants to keep politics out of his comics? I mean, okay, so what exactly do your heroes stand for? What makes them heroic? Do they believe they need any oversight? Do they feel entitled to cross national borders to go heroing? Do they believe in rehabilitative justice or punitive? As if anyone thinks that a couple of those things he brought up has anything to do when we talk about politics in our entertainment. These people are so fucking delusional, and rightfully, they're getting absolutely destroyed in a lot of ways in the comment section. Never heard of it, but guessing his heroes will just be straight white men and any others just stereotypes of something. How can you feel so emboldened to talk about something you clearly have no fucking idea about? This is ISOM. He's black. Don't know if you noticed. Maybe you didn't actually click on it. I highly recommend you go to Rippaverse.com and educate your dumbass self. To be fair, the creator and his first hero are both black. From what I can tell, the creator's also a right-wing nut job, but that's another story. Well, here's the follow-up. It'll be interesting to see what his stories are going to be about, since he and his hero is a POC. He has to know about the problems African Americans face, right? Or else is he just going to come off ignorant and or sheltered? Though I can imagine any criticism will just bounce off as the left is hating blacks now. This person is obviously a 21-year-old white man. Probably a male feminist, if I had to guess. Likely has pronouns in their bio. Questioning if Eric July is going to come off as authentically being able to write a black person. They are coping, they are seething, they are doing everything they can to justify this success. This isn't just a little success. It is the most funded comic book in history, beating Keanu Reeves' Berserk, which had 30 days to run. This has another 72 days, I believe. Again, it took just over 2 days, just under 3 days to reach 1.6 million. I imagine we'll be talking about $2 million within a week or so. Phenomenal from Eric July. And he tells his haters, he tells the doubters, if they keep doubting this team, we're going to make a stretch goal that ends up with the formation of Rippaverse Studios. Before you know it, we're making short films that tie into our universe. Because again, they cannot stop. It'll sell a bit because it's new, but it'll never top DC or Marvel, regardless of how not woke it is. If the stories and characters are decent, you'll have some overlap, but there's no way it's going to kill the big dogs. Plus, it's not likely they're ever going live action. That's how much the cope has to be right now. We know it's at $1.6 million, but it'll never bring down Marvel or DC, and you'll never see it in live action. That's the goalpost that they've had to move because Eric July has been so successful. Cannot wait to get my hands on this. Can't wait to see the losers keep freaking out because Eric July, you know that dude is going to keep winning. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.